Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast, and welcome to another episode of Side Draft Fast Picks. We're here to make our predictions for the weekend. Our picks to see who is very fast. So before we go into Kansas, we have to review how we did at Talladega, and really to shorten things up, we did not do too well.
No. I would like to tell Blaney he should have told me he was going to win the race after Dover. And I could have saved him. No.
I just thought of something that you said last time, because all kinds of Ryans drive that car. And was it Ryan Newman? Ryan Blaney? He was at the line, so it ended up being Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, so it's funny how what we talk about usually ends up happening in some
weird way.
We can't get the predictions right, but in terms of something we say kind of, as a joke, that ends up being true, so that's weird.
We got twisted mind.
Yeah.
Let's just get to who we picked.
So it is time to look back at Talladega. Did we survive the big one? Emily had Ross Chastain, looked to be good, was leading in the closing laps. Put a late block on Sheldon Creed, and he got turned.
And Creed didn't like your pick, so he spun Ross Chastain in his day.
Thanks a lot.
I'm going to save Steve's pick until after I say mine. I had Grant Enfinger, who got wrecked with Ross Chastain. Thanks, by the way, Emily, for taking my pick out of contention.
So both y'all's pick.
It wasn't my fault. It was Ross Chastain's fault.
So Steve's pick was Johnny Sauter.
I won the race.
Looked to be good.
No.
Finally, we was going to have the restrictor plate race win, and
then your driver had to go under the yellow line, and they're like, "Nope, you're out."
There is no out of bounds around here, okay? There should be sometimes. But yeah, he went below the yellow line, but man, it's just I was so close. I got the win. That's the second win I got took away. So
yeah.
No, NASCAR.
I like the controversial wins.
NASCAR, they would have let him win if they didn't. They saw side draft and they saw you picked him, so they was like, "Oh, you can't win." Steve picked him.
I still say he got hooked and he had to catch the truck, and that's what caused him to go below the yellow line. Anyway, so it's tough for Johnny, but he's going to get some more wins coming.
And with Johnny's win being stripped away from him, that gave it to Spencer Boyd. He got his first win, and now he's got a truck in his living room.
That's incredible. It's great to see Spencer Boyd getting the victory lane. Young Motorsports, so it's good for that team.
Yeah, and we moved to the Cup Series. I had Joey Logano. I thought, him and Chase Elliott was going to be the most aggressive out there because, they were underneath the playoff cut line. And I was like, I think that's pretty spot on about that. And with that, sometimes you get taken out by a flying 24 car.
Yeah, you just mind your own business, follow the lane, just staying where you need to be at, and all of a sudden somebody just comes and T-balls you.
Yeah, Logano, I think, was the most impressive car, besides Clint Boyer. I think Boyer was also pretty fast. The thing is, none of them really got to finish the race.
And you had Matt D.
Yeah, he had a good car too, and he was up front and running good, but just got taken out.
Yep, and Emily had, I believe, Kyle Busch. And I made the joke saying Emily could lead him out of this drought that I started, because the last time he won was when he won with me and when I picked him.
Well, yeah, he's not sending me anything but probably hate. So, yeah. Sorry. I didn't know he was going to get taken out of...
Yeah, he was going for the lead with Stenhouse, and I guess just a bad push from Kurt Busch, or Stenhouse's air turned Kyle around, or both of those things.
I think it's a little bit of both, kind of.
Yeah, and that took out pretty much all of our picks.
Yeah, pretty much. You just don't want to be leading at Talladega.
Yeah, I think
until the last lap.
Yeah.
the highest we finished this week was with Joe Logano in 11th, so that's pretty bad. So yeah, that was Talladega. Was not good for us. It was good for Ryan Blaney fans. Got a Ryan Blaney fan right here, and
yeah, it was a pretty incredible win. He was at the very last one in the playoffs, and he just jumped to the top of the board.
Yeah, we was at a restaurant when the race was on, and you should have seen us at the restaurant. When we heard Blaney run, we was pretty crazy. We was cheering.
Oh yeah. Everybody like, who let them in here?
We were so excited. So
yeah, so
somebody asked me a question. I was like,
Ryan Blaney won.
He's going to the next. He locked him into the next round of playoffs. So.
Yes, sir. But what do you want to eat? Yeah, so pretty crazy race for both races. The yellow line rule came again, and as Dale Jr. said on his podcast, it shouldn't even be a thing anymore. I kind of semi-agree with that. I have a crazy idea for that. Might get to it some other day.
Maybe move that line down about another foot or so. I don't know.
And so Talladega is now behind us, and some people are very happy to see it go, and they don't have to worry about any of that type of racing for the rest of the season. But some of those drivers who could have got their last win, like Paul Menard, David Reagan, that was their last shot. Or maybe some fuel mileage later on in the season. But today, let's look at Kansas and make some predictions. No trucks this week, unfortunately. But I think we just have one more off weekend after this one for the trucks. And then we'll see them for the last two races. And then we'll be off season again.
Yeah, and before we get into talk about Kansas, we just want to give our thoughts and prayers out to the College Racing team. They had a hauler just ran off the road and had an accident. So we just want to give our thoughts out to them.
Yeah, a pretty violent crash. Looking at the photos of it. Thankfully, both drivers are okay.
Yes.
But the Xfinity Series race, if the winner is in the playoffs, they go on to Homestead. So, who do you think will go to Homestead? Or, if they're not a playoff driver, then they're not. But who are you going with?
I'm going to start the joke again, and we'll give me some Cole Custer. Probably Cole Custer's going to get it done, and he is Homestead bound.
All right, Emily.
I'm gonna pick Noah Gragson. I think he might win.
Yeah, he got his
first Xfinity race.
He got a truck win there in 2018, and I think could possibly get a win there. That type of track really suits him. Could get it done. But somebody I think is a little bit better at these tracks is Tyler Reddick. I think it's going to be him and both of your picks there. And also Christopher Bell. We didn't pick him, but
he might come and win.
He's going to go and win, like always.
I should have picked him. So y'all can win. No.
Yes. I'll go with, like I said, Tyler Reddick. I think he'll lock himself into Homestead and go and see if he can get that championship 2 times in a row. And now we go on to the Cup Series. This time, they're just trying to get to the next round. They're not going for Miami just yet. They will the next week at Martinsville. But right now we're in Kansas. And who's your pick for Kansas?
We're going for round of 8, and I'm going to pick Brad Keselowski. He's had a win here at Kansas before, and I believe he's going to get himself locked in.
Okay, Emily, your pick?
I'm going to pick Chase Elliott. I think he might win, and then be in the playoffs because he's in the chopping board right now. So
Yeah, I think if he doesn't win, he's just going to be eliminated because 20-some points, or 18 points actually, I think William Byron's 18 points out. I think Chase is like 22, somewhere in there. He's got to catch Joey Logano, last year's champion. And I don't think it's going to happen unless something crazy happens to Joey. Like Dover, which, could happen, but he's also got to battle his teammates, and I don't think they've been as strong on the mile and a half since they were, previously in the season. So I think they're going to struggle, but if he can pull off a win, he's in the playoffs.
Yeah, because Hendrick Motorsports, they all dropped to the bottom of the playoff board here. So.
Yeah,
and Chase won last year at Kansas, so hopefully he can get back to back like he did at Rocket Fun.
But as for me, I'm going with the 4 of Kevin Harvick. I think, he was like the strongest car last time we went to Kansas. And, had like some tear off or something get stuck on the car and that allowed him to not win. So as long as no tear offs get in his way, he'll be in victory lane. But we do want to mention another pick from Maggie who says Joey Logano is going to get the win in Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to think about picking him, and Maggie, she notified us and stuff. She wanted to get her pick in here, and so that's a good pick with Joey. I mean, once he's on that little cutoff, just trying to get in, he just turns it up a notch. Remember last year, he come and showed up at the playoffs, so it's what he can do this year.
Yeah, Joey got that win in Kansas a couple of years ago, that controversial spinning Matt Kenseth out. This time there's no Matt Kenseth getting in his way, as long as he keeps cruising on and we'll go to Martinsville, nothing to worry about. No Matt Kenseth is going to take him out.
Watch Matt Kenseth come in and hit him and then like, what?
Eric Jones, you look a little different this week. Why would you think that? All right, so that was our picks for Kansas. I think it's probably going to be a little bit of a calmer race than we saw in the spring. As it's a day race, not a night race, they're going to be more spread out. And I think whoever can take off will take off, and they will win the race, go on to the round of 8, if not already. And can't wait to see some good racing at Martinsville next week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so stay tuned for our race reviews throughout the weekend. We'll see you then.